Welcome back to Merzenhammer, everyone. Last time, Nuffle took my expectations for how that was going to go and brutally sodomized them behind a barn. And then kept going until they were dead.
And then kept
going. There are no other words to describe what happened last time, and we are going to boop back right into the consequences of that. The Temple of Verena.
Oh shit, there's a whole lot of people here now.
Ah!
Yeah, the crowd exists.
Oh, so
what you're saying is we have a bunch of witnesses that saw that Fisi did nothing wrong.
And she's an elf. She did everything wrong.
Well, to them, they just saw an elf move at elf speed behind someone and just go, and he just died.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there is like a Greek word for elf, but I think it's like he just has he had a severe case of elf phobia, and that's why he died.
Snippy, what's the word for elf?
Exotico.
Soticophobia. There you go.
I wonder if that was actually what it was.
We can fluff it like that.
Snippy could have just said, like,
it's
diarrhea.
It's called Feophobia. The fear of elves.
It's also very... Yep, that's also right.
I googled fear of elves and learned Feophobia, the fear of elves. A man charged with uttering death threats on Facebook armed himself with high-powered weapons because he feared he was being stalked by elves, a Montreal court was told me. There you go. The origin of the fear of elves.
You'd think that the fear of elves would come from, like, Finland or someone that actually still believes in elves.
I mean, they don't believe in elves.
They do. They do. There is a penalty. If you
for
cross
disturbing
the
elf lands.
Yeah, there is a financial fine for disturbing elf land. There are roads built around elf land.
Anyway.
There's a study made.
The moment I fucking spooked Damonblatz, I was like throwing the hands up like, well, that wasn't expected, and stepped away. And yeah, he died.
Yeah.
Mea culpa.
You say that. The Verena Knights approach the surviving von Damonblatz. Start sputtering. Don't just... that was witchcraft! She killed him! She turned her evil eye on him! She's a witch, I tell you! A witch!
There was no magic involved in that.
Demetrius will speak. Quiet, heretic. You do not get to pass judgment on that matter.
Actually, how many times is this group going to be falsely accused of heresy
What
and
do you mean
witchcraft?
falsely?
What do you mean falsely?
Okay, both of you be quiet, because I'm saying that in character.
Oh.
You've already given in my sire a trial to prove his innocence. One that could only be won with the gods themselves ordaining his victory.
And here I thought you didn't know who I was there for a moment.
How about we all take a step back? Is there any proof of me using witchcraft? I'm going to say there isn't. It is literally impossible for me to harness the forces of magic, be them that of man or god. And if there is no withstanding evidence of any such thing, then I'm happy to prove myself in that little box you've got there. I can assure you I'll put on a better show than whoever that person was.
I mean, he at least put a degree of effort
Shut
in.
up, Gunnar.
Just rolls his eyes.
Demetrius will kneel and start examining the body. She does, however, speak the truth. No magic has befallen this man. He has been cast down by the will of the gods.
My appreciation for your honesty and candor.
Spread through the crowd.
Yeah, no. I'll thank him. It's obvious that it's probably quite hard for him to admit that I didn't do witchcraft, considering the company I keep.
Well,
I kind of know he hates the anti-pope stood next to me.
We just need to pretend like Vaska isn't here.
Huh? No. I mean, yeah, I'm still, he
no one's
doesn't
seen
like...
me do shit.
Yeah, he doesn't
exactly.
like Gunnar at all. So
Actually-
I'm like, I'm traveling in his company. Thanks for not being a dick about that.
Also, side note, I'd like to remind everyone that I have my magic cloaking on and have had this entire time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you're not being evoked in this.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
two
No one
episodes.
can tell that I have magical abilities. I just look like a normal person.
That said, if the young Damonblatz there still feels hard done by, I'm happy to prove my innocence by force.
The judge will bang down with her gavel and sorry, throat got stuck there.
No worries.
That will not be necessary. Take him away. He will be sentenced in the morning and add false accusations to his charges. Again. This is preposterous. Preposterous! But despite his protestations, he does not resist the knights grabbing him and leading him.
I'm mostly disappointed that fight was rather rubbish. I just sort of mumble.
I was really expecting immense entertainment.
I mean, he put a degree of effort into it.
I mean, I put a degree of effort into tying my shoes in the morning, too. It's not very much.
I'll, glance down. Are those shoes untied?
Vaska looks down and, yeah, one of them's come untied already. See what I mean?
Mm.
I'm guessing he's not a fan of me. Heretic's a new title.
No, he certainly is under the impression that you're some kind of anti-pope Gunnar.
What's a pope?
Because, you don't have those. The opposite of the leader of the faith. I don't know what your cult's called.
I mean, to be
Okay,
fair...
that's a lie. I just don't care.
To be fair, you worship another god anyway. I don't think he'd like you very much no matter what.
Hmm.
Is
Well-
that really how it works? Oh, well.
Well, I wonder if he's part of the faction that wants to kill me in the city.
So, as she's saying that, Vaska's gonna stand up and, go to sit down back in her seat, and Avenclad's just sitting there.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting here with my hands. Avenclad's sitting there with his hands on his face.
Avenclad just poofs.
just one consolidating thump on the arm. I'll stand up so Vaska can have my spot. How's the Gravine doing?
She is, off in the little, box. She's still slightly slumped.
Can I look and see if I know anyone in this crowd? There's a slight chance I might know someone, or at least
I wouldn't be surprised if
people.
you didn't know this guy down here in the bottom left.
I don't know. It's either I
It's
want to
got the
know.
word wolf in his fucking name. It should be fine.
Hey, I
That's
don't
not
know.
how
Not
that
all
works.
Ulricans know each other.
Sure, but it looks like he's a big tightly Ulrican.
But think of this. Either I might know someone, or I'll get to know their faces if they come after me with a knife.
I don't think there's anyone here you've actually spoken to before. Right, there's all type to each other, I guess.
Yes.
I was just mute off to the side there. Yeah, is there any kind of expectation then that we get to leave soon?
Yeah, Demetrius and the judge are quietly talking. The knights will step away from the little from the accused box, and Ragged Sandler is gathering up his.
May I speak to this Reichsguard knight real quick?
Sure.
I'm guessing that these duels usually aren't that clean.
He just shakes his head. I don't know what your man is. But Ganzelkatz is normally good. He's
Gunnar
going
just-
to be removed from the Reichsguard now. That was an embarrassment.
I bet he was hungover.
Both of us are actually quite able warriors. But I could tell you where it went wrong if you want to hear.
Little point, even if he improves, it's too late.
Very well. I'm guessing that Demetrius fellow doesn't like me very much.
No. He's the highest ranked lector of Sigma in the city. Of course he doesn't.
I don't believe I've done anything to openly offend him. Unfortunate.
You're walking around with that. He nods towards Oros.
Shrug. It was a gift.
Still, be glad Huss wasn't here. He wouldn't just have words for you.
Haas, I've heard that name before. Man who always walks around in robes, big hammer, has the weird book thing on his...
Yes, a Grand Theogenist. What's your elf friend called a pope? Did she say?
Be quite honest, your language is a second language, so I'm not entirely sure of all your words yet.
That's not a Dreiglander word.
I think she means it to be a religious leader of some sort.
Yes. Was there anything else you wanted, Norsken?
Nah, will you stop me if I speak with the Gravine?
I was just here to escort Kenzel Katz and speak on the Chancellor's behalf. I'm not involved in this trial. Let me get out of your way.
Have a good day. And when you speak to Council Katz, a bit of handy advice for him. Make sure he always checks his straps.
You know, I'm pretty sure he was deliberately throwing all of those.
Oh, no. I don't think he was.
He's won a fair few duels just by throwing a spear and taking his opponent's eye.
Of course, the great art of yeet him rightly.
Is that what his strategy was? I was very confused as to what he was doing. Next thing, I thought he was going to throw his boot.
Oh my god.
The Reichsguard just shakes his head again and start ducking into the ring. Let's see, yeah, Fisi, when you look, there is no briefcase full of explosives under the desk. It's great.
Cool, can you blame me my paranoia by this point? It's like, oh good, another fucking attempt to kill their lawyer again. But no, alright, cool. I won't tell him that I was looking just to see if someone's trying to murder him again, because that probably is just a little bit undue these days.
Sure. That was very smooth, wasn't it? Shame they think you're a witch, but...
I mean, after that's done, can you blame him?
Of course I can blame them, it's very ill-informed of them, but at the same time it's not entirely unexpected. There's no excuse for idiocy, but it certainly does explain a few things.
I've never, be quite honest, I've only heard of men dropping dead like that.
I can safely say I have not done that before. As much as I would like to say that that's an everyday occurrence for one such as myself, I usually have to actually stab them in the heart to give them a heart attack, you know? I'm just as surprised as you are. And more than a little bit disappointed that he didn't try anything. Really, the whole ordeal was a series of frank disappointments. Well, I suppose it's for the best that he did not successfully throw a javelin at the Gravine.
Herr Ex-Handler.
Yes?
Since Avenclad humiliated that knight so badly, and then the person who accused Gravine of all these terrible things drops dead, she gets no satisfaction, so can we demand Knight's magic sword or something in recompense?
I would like to point out that after that fight, I feel all of us are humiliated to some degree.
None of us are satisfied.
Oh, there's his nephew. He'll be sentenced. If he had given the knight the sword for the duel, we might have some grounds, but as it is, not really.
No. Oh well.
Have you any idea who it is they'd originally wanted? Apparently his first request had been denied.
I think he said a Reichsguard of some sort?
Well, no, that one there is a Reichsguard. He wanted someone else, and apparently that request was denied.
Oh, No, they didn't file any paperwork about that. I mean, if he was asked to be if a substitute was a Reichsguard knight, there are a few people who would be better. Although his showing may make that a difficult view to believe.
A little.
So that was already his attempt at stacking the deck, such as it were?
I mean, you could tell from the swings that he knew how to fight.
I don't believe you there, I'm afraid.
I feel bad for Bruno. He really could have still done this fight.
Yes, indeed. He could have done it with half his head missing.
I'm sorry, Avon. That's awfully unkind to you, but it's true.
No. At this point in time, I just want this day to end for all of our sakes.
I'm so sorry,
Yes.
Avon. I know you wanted to do this so badly.
Oh well.
Husk's just gonna give you a big
Another
shoulder
time.
pat.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Avenclad as well. Like, finally, gets in an honor duel and it's a shit show.
Well...
Oh, can
What
I have
time
my
is
sword
it, by the
back?
Avenclad pretends not to hear you.
Oh, wait, shit. Sorry. No, yeah.
I really did think that was in character.
Yeah, no, sorry. I got
I
messaged.
don't know what you could be talking about.
I got messaged the instant you were doing that, and I'm like, okay, let me actually. Yeah, no, you can have the sword back.
Okay. Vaska will just clap that back onto her waist.
By the way, what time is it?
It's about to ring 12 bong.
12 bong only? Jesus, we got a lot done.
Yeah, the duel was late morning.
Lunch?
I don't know. We might get chased through the city again.
At least we could do it on a full stomach.
Ah, Jolka.
Gunnar's just gonna look around and see if those fuckers who were chasing me the other day are still here.
What do you mean still here?
None of the fully armored chancellery knights have been here this entire.
Oh, could have swore I saw some earlier.
Well,
Might have just been passing.
at the very least, we should go out for drinks to celebrate Gravin's innocence being proven, yes?
I suppose.
Sure. Drink. Drinks are fun.
Gravin, are you okay?
Yes. Thank you, Avenclad. You have done well.
In a matter of speaking.
This is not an experience I am keen to repeat.
Here's hoping indeed that you will not have to prove your honor in combat again. I think they would make sure next time not to make the mistake to. I just sort of stop talking.
Yeah.
I feel bad every time. I feel worse striking him with my words than I do my blade at this point.
Ugh.
Let the man
I have a point of
the man has suffered
curiosity.
enough.
How does one become a judicial champion? Because it seems that Avenclad has a future in the business.
Would they ever hire an elf?
One simply have a sufficient reputation to be hired. Speaking of, she reaches into into a pouch and pulls out a little bag which she tosses across to Avenclad. Your wage.
How much is it?
That's 100 gold crowns.
Sweet. I will nod towards her and thank her.
she'll nod as well, still looking a little absent-minded.
Is it just the shock, or is there potentially something wrong here?
It's probably just a shock.
Okay. I don't want to go chasing that red herring, like, something's wrong with the Gravine. No, she really is just embarrassed with the shit show.
I think that applies to basically every NPC here.
The crowd is now, like, gathering up to, like, just talk amongst themselves and pretend they're not here, really.
Yeah. One of them was even going to get fucking Sosik and didn't bother, and he didn't get to finish Sosik in a bun by the time it was over.
What, was there just a little halfling with a box strapped to him with little possessions on it?
Of course!
Yes!
Oh god, no.
There was absolutely a stands and stalls halfling to feed people like pies and Sosik.
I like how it's never sausage anymore, it's sausage. Sausage in a bun.
Sausage.
I wonder if the Reichlanders have invented the concept of popcorn yet.
I mean... Popcorn's
Yes.
actually incredibly ancient.
Yeah,
But they
popcorn's
probably
an
don't have
old
corn
food.
here, is the problem.
I was about to say, fuck, they've still found edible peanuts in an old... Hi, Bilbo. They found still edible peanuts in an ancient Egyptian tomb. Still edible, that was the impressive part.
Well, let's face it, everything is still edible. Whether that's recommended is a different matter. You just drink some
Oh
delicious
god,
coffin
it is
juice.
Bilbo.
Wow.
It's got a little tray with still mostly hot sausage and
By this point, I've gone off sausage. Which is bad news in the Reichland. That's for fucking sure.
I kind of wave over to the halfling. I'll take one.
Yes, Governor, here, sausage and bun. Did you give your lady a friend a sausage yet?
That's right, Gunnar, you owe me a sausage in the bun, alright.
I'm working on it.
Oh, so...
You want to get a pie in there, in that oven there, Governor?
Are you insinuating that the lady is approaching past due? That's awfully rude.
No scary lady, miss. I was just saying, she's right up at the right temperature. If you
Of
know what I'm
course.
saying.
I do, in fact, understand what it is you're saying.
Vaska blushes.
So, with a vein forming Gunnar's forehead, I will take...
And a vein throbbing in Gunner's penis.
It's
Hey,
okay,
two sausages.
Gunnar, I know your sausage isn't so floppy.
Fucking god.
Requires extra seasoning. Okay, I'm done now.
Little thing.
Tuppence, Governor.
Fine.
It's twice the cost, but I just realised he's working in concessions. It's meant to be twice as expensive.
Gunnar takes the sausages and just shoos them off.
If it is floppy, Governor, I've got a friend who can help with that.
Please, I am already a professional medic.
Vaska grabs her stomach and doubles over laughing.
Gunnar's neck is actively twitching now.
Now we know. All these demons have to get him, and it's a fucking halfling that praise chaos.
That's a snapping point.
Now,
Oh, grandfather!
now I know why Kislev is so miserable all the time. There are no halflings that she are doing up. Love these little bastards. Woof.
I now understand why Konrad dislikes them.
Took you a while, Governor.
That's just because Konrad caught a thumb in the ass from one once, and he's never been able to let it down from boot.
He hands someone one sausage, the Gravine or whoever, and is willing to walk into the ring and offer Kanzelkat the other sausage, because I think he just needs something to wash down his tears with.
Aw.
Sure. The other knight has offered him a little flask, so, you know, can ply him with food and drink for throwing the duel.
You look like you need this.
Thank you.
Did you try your best?
God, what a con.
Wow, Gunnar.
That's not cool. He's still like twice his age.
So condescending, I love it.
If you did your best, the gods will not be upset.
I just came back. What?
Gunnar's being incredibly cunty to the knight.
Oh,
Even Avenclad at this point is going to be like, Gunnar, threatening.
Give it her fucking ass, yeah.
Threatening,
Look,
please.
that halfling just ate up all of Gunnar's fucks for the day.
He's threatening,
DCL,
please.
stop
Ow.
doing that.
Ow.
Well,
sorry.
that's not me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I know.
Bob.
Yeah, you
Doesn't-
fucker.
Hey,
Look,
hey,
it's
hey,
usually
hey,
you.
I said ow. I didn't blame you for shit.
No, not you. I've been saving.
I did
Okay.
blame DCL.
I
But
mean,
it's
he is
usually
fucking,
DCL, so.
Ah! Anyways, threatening, please. He's down enough today.
Lucky.
Sausage.
Screw the gods! I need to impress Marshal Strike.
Ooh.
But Marshal, the commander of the Reichsguard.
Ow. You're. Oh. I know you're tall now. Stop that.
Bob, hit that mute button.
Come on, Ganzelcats. Let's get you somewhere you can actually sit down. Whatever happens, you just still need that armor. Don't want it rusting from the mud.
The sausage is on me. You're fine.
Dude, I'm gonna go drink.
Yes,
Yeah, that
let's
sounds like
go
a good
drink.
idea. And
Sure.
I will be back in a bit. I just need to go grab dinner.
Sure.
First round is on me. Come on, everyone.
Very well.
The party
Tap out my
can
pipe.
make your way out of the temple and
Alright, is the Gravine and Rex
rejoin
Handler
Konrad.
on with us?
Yes,
Excellent.
they are coming with you. And yeah, don't go stop at the nearest tavern. It's the Gravine will just lead you past that to a nicer one a little further down the road. Hanging from a post over it is a griffin that looks like it used to be a nice bright red, but is now faded a little. It's tending towards brown.
Okay, Vaska said she's getting the first fucking round. How much does it cost to get Bugman's here? No, okay.
Yeah, I have to still buy the rounds. You don't get the
Just
water.
be able to afford them. Go with a delightful afternoon rum.
While you guys are out drinking out, I'll be fucking disciplining these assholes we have back at. Make sure they actually guard all of their former judicial champion before someone else tries to murder.
Yeah. If anything, is it possible for us to send a runner to, haul Konrad over here so we can come join in the drinking, inform him that things went well, nobody got fucking murdered, he and Bruno should fucking head on down and have a few drinks. So we can regale them with the tales.
Bruno will never drink again. He is verboten.
You say
mean,
that. It
you
could be
can still come
leaking out
along.
of his neck and he'd still drink.
I fucking refuse to
see-
let him.
When you get there, there is already a table set up with a little bowl that Bruno is slowly pouring ale on. Just enough, a little at a time, for Miro to, not outpace himself.
Well, that's a sight for sore eyes.
How the fuck you get past me? Oh no!
Konrad is next to him, already drinking like fucking asshole. Bruno, stupid charmer test.
Bruno has the sacred power of alcohol, which lets him get to anywhere he needs to be in order to partake in drink. You cannot stand against it.
I'll try.
Bruno, I'm sorry we made you sit out the fight. It turns out you probably could have taken them.
It's all right. I've been having a lot of fun over this little man.
Stop
Miro.
calling me little, you get. And stop laughing like that. Your neck is going fucking split open again. God, how can you do this? How can you drink so much and remain sober?
Konrad, how's it gone constructing explosives? And
Oh,
fire?
it's been going fucking swimmingly. I got a bunch of flame balls up top. The good anti-vampire kind.
Excellent.
And
Also,
I've managed to keep the man
the old
alive.
man who did all the calling is dead. I sort of apparently exploded his heart by scaring him.
Of questions.
And I wish I had answers, but really that's exactly how it went down, and I'm just as surprised.
Oh,
But he is
just kinda-
dead, so, you know, that's one less asshole in the world.
Even God struck him down or something. That's just kidding. Just kidding.
That's what the Sigmarite priest said.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, there was a lector in attendance. He was able to confirm that Madame Fisi did not, in fact, use an evil eye on him.
Well then.
Yes, it was something. Just gonna sit back and drink this rum.
That whole trial was something. I'm in
Yes.
the best mood I've been in a long time. That was amazing. Now, if only there was a cute little bear to deliver our drinks.
He just died?
Da.
There wasn't a big shout down, there was a big fight, he just dropped dead?
Da.
I scared the shit out of him when he tried to run away after his champion did a frankly awful job and perished.
That's
Shrug.
okay. The man just had a fucking heart attack. That's
Yes.
perfectly normal.
I mean, he is quite old, so I suppose it was, and I imagine all of that duplicitousness failing is quite stressful for someone with a weak dickhead ticker, such as it would be.
You know, I feel like I shouldn't inquire any further into it.
You wouldn't find any more satisfying answers.
I imagine it must have been very anticlimactic.
Yes. Yes, that's definitely the way to... I'm going to drink this now.
Oh,
At least
right
it was
then.
entertaining.
I bet it fucking was. Dear God.
On your here, your drinks are served by a svelte young elven woman.
Sea is opposite of bear.
Very much the opposite of a bear. In fact, she's probably more closely related to a twig than a bear.
Someone needs to put, I don't know, a marriage in that girl, and that'll make her curvy. That's how that works.
I was about to say something about, like, hooking Avon up with that, but Vaska has no social skills, so, I mean...
So you just model the arena.
Avenclad is just like... Avenclad is just like staring into his drink because never before has he been so embarrassed by another person's actions, and he doesn't know how to deal with it.
Hey, how you holding up there, pal?
Avon just shakes his head.
Like, it wasn't your fault. The other man probably had some kind of health issue.
I just feel so bad. I've never felt such pity for somebody else before.
You shouldn't be feeling pity. The bastard would have probably done you in the first chance he got.
I mean, of course, it was to be expected to be a duel. Not that I can really call it that.
You know what happened? This is what I like about you. Oh god, this is gonna sound very bad.
Eyebrow raise.
Pretty good for an elf, you know. Your people don't get a very good reputation around these parts. But you're alright.
Considering it's rather take that or deal with the other blatant racism my kind face, I'll take that compliment.
Wouldn't mind if I sat with you for a second now, would you?
Wait, say what again?
Wouldn't mind if I sat by you, would you?
Of course not.
Right then. Time for another drink.
Avenclad will at least like tink drinks together before he goes back to sipping. Because at this point he's just like, he'll kind of lean in and whisper and go, I hope at least the vampires put up more of a reasonable fight.
Oh, don't worry. They most certainly will.
They
You
really
can't kill
do.
him. He guy's already dead. Like, about this whole vampire hunting thing, or how we're gonna go about this? Do we know who we're striking? Is there like a big lord we can just knock out of the way and cause some kind of power struggle with
Yes, there is. Gunnar and
Right
I
then.
have found out exactly who.
Right then, let's go knock his fucking teeth in, set him on fire, and be on our way.
Great.
Let the vampires fight amongst one
Glad you are on board for this plan.
I'm going to confess, even I'm not strictly comfortable with what might be about to follow.
What? You look like a matter of fucking electrocount or something.
Vaska's just gonna, like, look directly at the two nobles here and be like,
Yeah, no, I'm
perhaps
just,
we'll
I'm
talk
shaking,
later about this.
I shake my head and be like, well, for another time, perhaps. For now, I'm going to
Please
concentrate
do
on
not
drinking.
conspire to murder a member of my family.
Well,
you all are being
fine.
so subtle.
I'll consider, like, well, I mean, are there any that you assume are? If not, then no problem.
Yes. We really aren't here to murder people just because. I mean, I'd prefer not to have to.
Killing is a bit messy. Too messy for me liking.
Alright.
Then why did you join the army?
Well, the pay was good. And the good thing about being in the pistol corps is that you never have to be face to face with where you're wandering. I can meta people from 16 yards. I don't even have to look at their faces. It's great.
This could just poker faces.
But killing someone up close and with fire, now that's really fucking messy. Besides, we weren't really killing people. The Missile Corps mostly deals with securing logistical lines nowadays, which mostly involves of killing greenskins and beastmen. And we all know those are not people.
That's true.
Nod.
Never really had to face any greenskins per se, but I do have my fair share of fucking beastmen. We even raided one of the miserable fucking hut villages one day. Busted right in there with incendiaries. Burned the whole thing down. Oh, you should have seen him.
Wait, you've been in one of their villages before.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Is it true
That
they
day
don't
we-
actually have women? That they just kidnap humans?
Oh, well, we didn't really sit to ask. We just kind of blew everything up and set the rest of it on fire. But it's
Is it
probably
true that we have to the
like
women? Insanity point. Thanks for that one, dickhead.
Yep. That's a great question. But I never really stopped inside the village to check.
Oh, so you just, shot artillery at it?
We didn't stop artillery per se. It was a very well fortified position. Our counts couldn't get to it, so we had to go up in there with our horses and throw grenades. Close up and personal.
I
This is
mean,
rather hypocritical, considering what I just said. By keeping it impersonal.
I was going to say.
But they're not people, so it doesn't count. Look, there's some positions, and when you want to clear them out, you gotta bust out a grenade. And this time, nobody had their hands blown up. It was a brilliant, brilliant operation.
Is that a thing that happens very often? I've never
Oh.
handled firearm before, or explosive.
I wouldn't say very often, but I've seen a fair amount of people had their hands blown off by an unfortunate discharge of a firearm or a miscalculation of their... how do I put this? Some people don't have we don't have a particularly high standard when it comes to firearms in the Imperial Army. We just kind of get whatever we can get. And some of the guns we get our hands on are not particularly well made. And black powder explodes. If the gun you have in your hands is not good enough, it's not made to, withstand that explosion. Instead of having all the explosive powder go out the front of the gun, some of it comes out the...
I see. I would have
Yeah,
thought
no.
all of your guns were made by finest dwarven smiths or something. Our empire is so famous for having their shooty-mens.
Well, the propaganda would have you believe that, but no, our dwarven guns are like up here when it comes to quality, and our guns are kind of down. One hand is around my fucking forehead when I describe the dwarven quality. When I describe the imperial quality, my other hand goes down to my boot.
Maybe that could be a job for Jolka someday when she retires from adventuring, is making good guns for Empire.
Oh yeah, no, dwarven craftsmanships sell a fucking shitload. Even if a dwarf makes a shitty gun, it's still considered to be higher quality than your average imperial fire. And it usually is, which is quite sad. Unless you're somewhere like in Hodgeland. Got fucking bastards and the fancy long rifle. Thinking they're so much better than us because they have a bit of rifling inside the gun. Bah.
What is rifling?
Oh, well, you see. Ah, God.
Used to make it easier to get gunpowder out of the gun.
You see,
So the burnt gunpowder collects inside those little tiny holes.
precisely, Jolka. Also, it gives the bullet a
That
bit of a
sounds like
spin.
bullshit.
I suppose it also gives the bullet a bit of a spin, which makes it fly harder. Or some, I don't know. I've never had my hands on one of those weapons. I can't tell you for sure if it's true or not. Those bastards at Hongler would say just about anything to sell you on a fancy smancy long rifle. I still don't know how to make a proper repeater like us in Nerd. No, we should buy a cannon.
I agree. We should have cannon.
We
Wait.
should just have a cannon and have. No, wait, that's a dumb
Gunnar,
idea.
can we have a cannon?
Gunnar, can we strap a cannon to one of your dogs?
Poptillery!
It'd be glorious.
How much is a cannon?
Please, it would be called
Probably-
artillery because of the noise dogs make.
No, listen. We just get. We get a six-pack. We have it dragged behind the horse. Not the horse. We have it dragged behind Horus and Boar. And next time people try to mug us, we don't even need to fire it. We all need to turn it towards the general direction, and they will scamper off. It's brilliant. How much would a cannon even cost?
I think she's just getting, frankly, tired of this ridiculousness.
No, I'm quite happy to listen. I simply... If you wish to purchase a cannon, please do not ask me to pay for it, even if you do remain in my service.
Oh,
Of course.
no, of course.
How much would a cannon set us back, frankly?
Thousands of crowns.
Oh, that's quite a lot more than we have. Oh well. Another time, perhaps. Maybe we'll acquire one from people who have already acquired a cannon of their own that won't need it because we've killed them.
Oh, I can see those air quotes. I know where this is going.
I feel like a lot of the things that are expensive and dangerous that we acquire used to be aimed at us first. It stands to reason that one day someone will do the same with a cannon, and then we'll own a cannon, because they're going to be worsted than us.
I feel like the answer to this conundrum is to buy 2 cannons.
But we can't
Dual
afford any
wield.
cannon. I didn't think cannon would be so expensive. It's just a big tube of metal.
A big round.
You see, casting that metal in a way that will be actually sufficiently strong and structurally sound enough to take the full blast of the black powder is the high.
This
I
black
should
powder
introduce
stuff
you all
seems
to the
very
Death
dangerous.
Cauldron. That was a fantastic bit of naval warfare. I'll sigh wistfully. Oh, the Death Cauldron. Good times.
Everybody just looks at Fizzy.
It's essentially a cauldron that fires hot death at things.
When you say hot death, you mean it just...
Lots of
It's
priestesses and priests gather round a cauldron, and then they point at a ship that they don't like very much and ask the Lord of Murder to do them a little bit of a favour. Or Manan, or really whichever god they happen to follow. And it tends to be a mixture of the two. And then the cauldron fires burning hot death at their ship and destroys it, usually.
Oh,
Occasionally it also works on peoples near the ocean instead. Black Ark would work as long-range bombardment. And the Cauldron of Death was also appreciated then.
My god.
Oh, fucking Cauldron. Everyone, bitches love the Cauldron.
She doesn't look as, pale and dark as Fisi does, but looking, there might be a bit of dark elf in her.
Would you like a little bit extra dark up? No.
No, Vaska leans over into Fizzy and kind of nods towards the bar, the serving maid, and say, I think she knows about this cauldron. Maybe his long-lost
Oh.
kin of yours.
Kin of mine is, well, I suppose not entirely unlikely, but maybe she grew up on an ark as well, or near one.
There's
Do I
more
see any
than one.
tattoos on her, any marking?
None is visible under her clothing. She is working at a fairly high-end place in the Empire, so she's
I suppose, yes, she can't have
she's
Khainite
dressed
neck
fairly
tats.
conservative.
Okay. It's always hard to tell. Sometimes they have the neck tattoos. It makes it a lot easier to see. Otherwise, they tend to be elsewhere.
What, like booty tattoos?
I will neither confirm nor deny where my tattoos are. But if you're interested in tattoos, I'm apparently quite good at them.
I'm more interested in the guessing game. But still, you should talk to Elf. Make new friend.
I suppose so. I'll, ponder for a moment. I have no idea how to actually approach beginning a conversation. Some people might see it as quite rude to just randomly walk up and announce, "Excuse me, are you Drugi?"
You could ask her if she likes murder.
This is true. How do you feel about murder? I will, I'll swap to Elven. It's like deadly French.
Makes everything sound sexier.
Yeah, of course. As opposed to the reverse, where German makes everything sound dangerous.
Sure. So yeah, you say, do you like murder in Elvish? The maid just quirks her head slightly and then, her brow furrows and she, she slowly, shakes her head a little.
Fair enough. I'll swap back to common in case her speaking Elfie gets her in trouble around here. Yeah. Let's see if I can squeeze some conversation out of her next time she comes around with drinks. I'll pay for her round next.
Oh, yeah, at no point has she, approached any of you about any money.
I'm
I
back.
have stopped drinking after the very first round.
Yeah. I'll glance at Bruno and the Gravine. I do hope that you're not going to be racking up an alcohol bill that can't be afforded.
I'm willing to
I'm a
wait.
permanent member.
Oh, excellent. I'm gonna glance and turn an eye over the bar and see what they've got in the way of fancy booze.
Sure, they have, various spirits and wine.
Sure. Let's see here. I have to think, where would I have sailed near that I might have gotten to see some really good booze plunder?
You've been to Britannia, right?
This is true, yes, I have been to Britannia. But Bretonian wine tastes like vinegar, everyone knows that, really. They just lie and say that it's good wine, and they're all just lying to themselves.
Their brandy is where it's at.
That's true, actually, yes, I would, if they've got brandy, I'll go with that.
Everyone knows that the Estalians and Talains make the best wine.
Yes. Estalian Reds, a Bretonian brandy. Let's have a look here. Warhammer Fantasy World Map. Let's see all the oceans that I would have touched. Does the New World import anything? Export anything down to here?
It does, but not really much in the way of alcohols as of yet. The colonies are still fairly... it's mostly like loot, like actual loot from the temple cities.
I think the only significant colony in the New World at this point is still Skeggy.
I mean,
No,
Skeggy
there are
are
more.
not a colony, no, even in the first place. Skeggy are raiders that just sort of set up their fresh home base because there are too many Norse people fighting in the Norselands.
You got too Norse in the Northland, so they decided to settle down there and chill out for a bit.
Yeah. Wonder what? I might have seen stuff from Arabe. Let's see if they've got anything famous.
Arabian wines, like Arabian days.
More like Arabian dates. I imagine that Araby is where you get your good bar snacks from.
It's also where they invented the concept of pickled eggs.
I'm pretty sure pickled egg is just a dirty sex maneuver up north. That's just where you get so pregnant while you're shit-faced, right?
By the way, what time is it approximately now?
You've been here for a little while. Maybe like approaching 1 o'clock. Maybe.
Okay.
It's early
Damn, I thought.
afternoon.
Oh, 1 in the afternoon. I was about to say, I thought we were gonna go do stuff, not just fucking say fuck it, birthday.
I mean, it's up to you. Whatever interesting thing you find, Skow, you can get like at least a couple of glasses of fine foreign alcohol. However, try as you might, you're not able to get a word out of a barmaid. She's just happy to. She brings you whatever you ask to, but she doesn't say anything.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna assume then her mouth never opens, does it?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. I won't push any more then. I've a sneaking suspicion that she's tongueless.
Oh.
That's what
Fighter
happens when you don't
tongue.
believe your tax.
And that's why you don't sleep with the clientele on the clock.
On the cock, sorry.
You know what I said.
No, I'm gonna pretend I didn't know.
But yes, I suppose we could toast to the for all understanding a successful defense of the Graffine's honor.
Also, if I'm an idiot and realize that, of course, there's no recorded alcohol stuff in Araby because it's based on a portion of the world that's fucking Muslim. I was like, wait a second, why can't I find any Araby-based liquors? Oh yeah, it's based on a place where they don't have liquor.
Haram!
Fucking dummy.
I couldn't keep it back. That's very haram of you.
It is super haram.
Oy vey.
It's
Oy
it's
vey.
Jewish, not Muslim, but okay.
Not for long!
Is that still Miro I see peeking out from behind Bruna?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's here. He was when Bruno showed up. He was getting Miro drunk.
Is he just sipping out a little cider glass with a bendy straw?
No, he's got a little bowl that Bruno is occasionally refilling from a pit.
Beer battered pig.
Miro looks up and... For a second he glares, then he licks his chop.
While your tendencies are disturbing, I'm glad you understand what tastes good in life.
So, yeah, is there anything else you guys talk about while you're at the bar, or, yeah, shall we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Drunk
I'm-
enough.
I'm sorry I took so long with dinner.
No
Don't worry.
problem.
You're fired.
Vaska will thank Bruno for taking care of Miro and then reclaim the piglet.
Murray Bubs.
Oh,
Little bubbles.
are you a
come
little
out.
lush now, Miro?
Blech. Just throws up a toe on your lap.
Yeah. He, there's a little high-pitched squeak, and, he promptly falls asleep as soon as you get him situated.
Oh, you're so precious.
He is most certainly a interesting piglet. It is a he, right?
Yes?
Mm.
If you were not sleeping,
What?
I would not. I would check, but I'm pretty sure Miro is Miro.
I don't know how to check a pig. I think at least that's small.
He's fine. If pig does not know difference, then it does not matter.
So, everyone, what shall we do next?
I should return to my estates. Alexandra, Bruno, at least, will accompany me. You can go about your conspiring now.
Oh, goodness.
God,
It's
you
really
make it
the making this thing complicated that I just do not approve of. It should be simple.
Well, so Gunnar, what do you think odds are that you could just get a meeting with Emperor? I mean, you are the religious messiah now.
Will you stop calling me that?
No. Stop being messiah and I will stop calling you messiah.
I don't know. I have no idea how one would arrange a meeting with your emperor.
Well, we just saw Gravine and the power lawyer leave building. Perhaps we ask them. If we can get the meeting with Emperor, then we can find out where he stands in all of this. And Bus will just kind of wave a hand around vaguely. And then we know what to do or not. It's easy.
Would solve quite a few headaches all at once.
Personally,
And
I still think Emperor is just fine. It would be stupid to turn him into vampire.
What?
What?
Excuse me. What?
Are we out in the street? Because I feel like we should have this conversation somewhere quiet.
I think we're in like our table at
We're in a-
like,
we're in
the
a
corner
booth,
in a bar.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's discreet enough in my opinion.
See, I haven't said anything about assassinating. I just said vampire.
Please
Which
tell me
you know
you're
is
not saying Van Reichspiel.
it's only so much worse. It's only so much. You know what I mean?
but yeah,
There's a progression of bad here. We're still on it.
I'm just saying, it would be stupid to do
yes,
that.
we can try to arrange to see if I can, I don't know, talk to the emperor, solve a lot of problems at once.
Sorry, puppies like Peter Cole.
Problems as in the people get, problems as in it seems like half the city wants to kill me. Konrad, it's fine.
If the
Once
emperor
more.
is amenable to you, then perhaps you could get his protection.
once more, I feel like this is a conversation we should have in quieter places, and Avenclad will start looking around to make sure the coast is clear.
These are conversations we should never be having, period.
We've not said anything wrong.
Well, regardless. Should we move on?
All perception.
Also perception. I'm freaked the fuck out.
There you go.
Not only will I perception, I also search.
Ah yes, search for the medieval listening devices.
I'll search. There could be a halfling sitting underneath this fucking couch as we speak.
Now just... Wait, is there just some
Alright,
listening
so
underneath the booth? And a long-ass
as
brass...
it turns out, that weird thing that you've been knocking your knees against this whole time is, in fact, dun dun dun, the table. There is nothing under there, and
Are you sure that the table, like the post in the middle, isn't just a halfling holding it up? Sounds like in a bun!
This is awkward!
and as you look around, Konrad, Vaska, though there are, other people in the bar, fairly secluded. They could perhaps overhear you if they tried, but they are all engaged in their own conversations. The only point at which discretion may falter is in the elven barmaid, who is,
Something tells me we don't have to worry about her telling anybody.
You say before she tells everybody.
She doesn't have a tongue.
We don't know that.
And it's true, we don't know that.
Shall we move along?
Yes.
Yes, we should move along.
Konrad, I'm not sure if you should drink more or drink less.
No drink at all. You should be fucking sober.
Come, let's move.
Couple drinks in, I'm still sober.
Avenclad is going to get up and start moving so we don't get back in the infinite loop of faff.
But this isn't fact, this is talking about the important things.
We need to go to the quiet place so we can talk about the important thing.
This is a quiet place, you fucking...
No, yeah.
You don't... Out of character, you don't talk about assassinations in the coffee shop and or bar.
Have you not seen Les Mis? And admittly, there's a spy who just walks directly.
I was going to say, wait a second. That's exactly why. Have you not seen Les Mis?
Well, look, Javert kills himself before he does any harm, okay? It's fine.
Look.
Anything assassinatey or spy in a coffee shop usually ends with, like, polonium in the veins.
So let us go somewhere where we can be assured in the quietness.
Okay, let's
just go back to the Gravine's fucking manor. I mean, there's goodness knows there are still like some bombs to finish making or whatever the fuck.
Let's go there. Get to our private conspiracy room, and then we can have this conversation. Just resume now.
All right.
Yeah, you're not going to get any trouble on your way back, although
Great.
Vaska and Gunnar will notice there are a couple more of the men in Chancellery Guard armor who are, on the route.
Just
Okay.
avoid those.
You really
First
do not like us.
First things first. I wish to discuss the implications of what will actually happen if it turns out that the Emperor is a vampire.
Okay, hold. Perhaps we should tell Konrad about things. So, Konrad, we have heard from witch hunters that Emperor may be a vampire. Personally, I don't think so. Because it would be stupid to turn Emperor into a vampire, because then he could never be seen again in sunlight. But it's possible.
I'm going to pat Comrade on the shoulder and gently shake him and go, please, for the moment, while we still do not know anything, let us just simply talk about, in the hypothetical circumstance, what would happen if the Emperor is a vampire. Focus, my man.
I'm gonna just like gently slap Konrad.
If Karl Franz is a fucking vampire, I think the things they are beyond fuck.
Well, we know for certain that the Chancellor is a vampire, and we've been attacked by vampire in the streets, a whole crew of them in Chancellery armor. So yes, things are pretty fucked.
Would the situation be so grim that regicide would be justified?
I mean, do you want Empire of Vampires? Because this is how you get the Empire of Vampires.
I mean, for starters, he wouldn't be my emperor.
I mean, whether you live here or not, this is still the most powerful country in the world.
And second off, I'm sort of used to living under monsters. I'm an ex-slave, after all.
Wow,
Looks at
Gunnar!
you.
I meant I'll look back at Sir Etmain annoyed and go, you know very well that I mean the rest of the Norskins.
Who laid this accusation?
A witch hunter?
A witch hunter. Does that witch hunter by any chance have a name?
Yes.
Someone we can trust? Is it a credible source? This is a very serious question.
Yes, the same witch hunter that subjected Gunnar to his trial that made him famous.
So it's a Sigmarite.
Was she a Sigmarite?
Ulrich. If they subjected Gunnar to a burning effigy, I
If it's an
assume.
Ulrican, it could be some sort of sick political game for the Northerners. As far as
That seems a bit far-fetched, but at the same time I have other issues with this matter, and that is whether or not it should happen to be that the Emperor is some kind of vampiric beast. Don't get me wrong, it would be delightful to remove him, but our party does appear to consist of people for whom it wouldn't look very good, whether we were right or wrong. For one, we have the whatever your religious head is. We have the figure of magical religious hatred, and I'll point at Vaska. We have devout of the god of murder, and a budding acolyte of the god of murder and very successful slayer of witch hunters. And then we have, of course, unfortunately, Konrad and Jolka, who have rather clean records that they would stand to lose.
Well, of course.
That only matters if we get caught.
Of course, the first matter of business would be having a way to determine whether or not the Empire is a vampire. Second matter would be determining if this is such a problem that it needs to be killed. The third would be making sure that we have a way that we are able to pull this off without getting caught.
I personally say we should just attempt to speak to Karl Franz himself.
This sounds very easy. I can't wait.
Well, again, Gunnar is a messiah figure. It should be easy.
Again, a messiah figure who's...
religious...
We have also learned that he's a messiah figure who has been excommunicated by the actual religious leader of the Ulricans.
I mean,
see,
by like
have
half
I?
of them.
A glance at Gunnar. I was even there for that conversation. Yes, the leader of the
Yes,
Ulricans
Gunnar.
hates you, Gunnar.
And so do the Sigmarites.
I thought it was the Sigmarites as you said me. No, I don't know, it just feels...
Sigmarites hate everybody.
No, yes, I didn't count them.
You're an Orskin. Everyone is after you.
Yes, the head Ulrican does not like that there could be some kind of Ulric's chosen that's actually a Norskan, because he's an Ulrican, which means he's full of hate.
Yes, this does seem to be the case.
I'm just saying that we could leverage Gunnar's infamy then to perhaps talk to Empire, at least get short audience to see if he has grim pallor like corpse.
But what would be the point of such a conversation? After all, if he is a vampire, he would have ample reason to hide such a fact. And as far as I'm aware, unless a vampire is being unsubtle, it's not so easy to pick them out.
Is
I mean,
it
even
not?
if
I
he's
thought
a
they were all horrible corpse monsters.
Okay, stop. Let's hypothetically assume he's a vampire, okay? We go there, he's a vampire, but he claims that he still has his wits about him. You realize what kind of damage we can do to the Empire by bringing this kind of information to the forefront?
Yes, that's why we were asked to kill him instead of just telling people.
If we kill him, it's going to be a fucking shit show, that'll fall.
I mean, there's already civil war brewing.
That's exactly what I didn't want to hear.
I mean,
You see, I personally believe that murdering the Chancellor is the much better option because nobody likes him anyway.
I agree.
Now,
I agree.
that is certainly a more salvageable option, only if the Emperor has not been turned yet.
Oh, and
Oh yeah, we were also told that fucking Toddy is gathering his troops.
That's what I said when Civil War.
Indeed.
not entirely sure.
So I
always
think
gathering
killing the
his troops.
Chancellor would be really smart.
Oh, we could go out talk to this Toddbringer fellow and see if he would like us to bring Todds for him.
But we'd have to make sure the Emperor is not a vampire. We kill the Chancellor before we even try to touch the Emperor, and it turns out that he too is turned. Then all that it will do, all we'll accomplish is making him on guard.
I do feel like giving Toddy an excuse. No. Never mind.
We have to make sure that whatever we do it because it is absolutely the best option amongst all the bad options, and that the way we do it is completely clean.
No good options, yeah.
How about this?
I
I've
did
been
say
struck
the
with
best.
an idea. We don't need to find proof yet, and indeed, if he is a vampire, then it's not like he's getting any older, is he? And indeed, there are factions who want to come walking into the city and taking control. Surely we should meet these other factions and know we have some kind of support before we go attempting Emperorcide and being declared monsters, enemies of the humanity, and all of the various things that come with it. Because let's face it, even if the Witch Hunter is correct about all of this, and it's a good idea to kill the Emperor, it's not like they care if we get blamed and executed afterwards.
This is true. Here I thought we were trying to make a subtle and careful ploy. It seems a little overt to walk up to the front gates with an army in tow.
Well, no, I'm saying we should go and talk with these other dissident factions and see that we have some support in case the worst occurs, which is still really likely to occur.
Yes, no, that's a good idea. Get someone else to do the questioning from those factions for whatever, as well, because
Indeed.
there'll be nobles. And I'll actually
Imagine
have
if Sir Boris, the fucking Toddy Toddbringer, announced, why yes, it would seem he is a vampire, or it seems he is in a thrall, and hey, why don't you go kill that Chancellor?
even if he isn't, Toddy is likely to lay an accusation, like just for the fun of it.
So I guess my question now would be, the witch hunters have only told us about this, correct? Or at least as far as we know, it has not become public knowledge.
The streets would be on fire, I'm sure.
So,
Yes.
wouldn't we be doing a disservice if we then turn to nobles, who would then also announce such intentions?
More important a bunch of nobles than a scrappy group of adventurers and the Antichrist and Antipope.
If we're thinking about purely our own survival, then yes, I agree with you. What I'm simply curious about is how we get the nobles to also give us this tacit approval. If for the reason why the witch hunters have been silent is because they do not want the streets to go crazy.
Merz brings up the side point of, we actually have had people already spreading a rumor that this place, this fucking vampires are taking over and crazy shit like that.
Oh yeah.
And we've seen physical proof.
Which is why I already have insanity points.
So rather the Emperor is unaware of the corruption going on within his own kingdom, or he is the cause of it himself. Or he has been
He's
infected
a
by it.
puppet. Yes, he's very. I think the puppet concept is a much easier one. He was wounded when the rat men came up from the darkness, and how very strange that the Chancellor, confirmed vampire by your group in the past, should turn up with a legion of people and rush to his aid, and while he's injured, take over temporary control in the first place.
Is he
Now
still
you
injured
mention
too?
it, The mobilization of our forces was suspiciously well timed. I'm not gonna lie.
Is he still injured now? There's a
Beats
chance
me.
that the king is simply using the excuse of injury to hide himself.
Yes, I've heard that he has a rather unfortunate thigh injury.
Eyebrow raise. It seems a little conspicuous, though I will say it lends more credence to the Chancellor puppeting the king and taking advantage of the situation. It could also be the king trying to give an excuse for why his turn suddenly cannot be out in the sunlight. There's too much we don't know, basically, at this moment, and we only have the word of a single witch hunter. Before anything, we at least need to gather more information, something conclusive to work off of.
See why I don't like this part. It's very complicated. I say we
Oh,
just start murdering Chancellery Knights and letting them burst into flames and roast like the vampire scum they are.
Killing a king was easy. Kingdoms will not last as long as they did.
I mean, you kill a king, and that's not such a big deal. He has heirs. Kingdom keeps going.
And to be fair, that's why they have elector count. So even if, say, an entire dynasty goes away, they can still just vote in a new dynasty.
I feel like none of us will know this.
The elector counts are...
We literally have, like, the heir of an elector count here. Like, we're in her house.
Yeah, we're in her house. That doesn't mean we know about politics.
If you have common knowledge empire, you know about the electoral college.
Really? Alright.
Yes, it's common knowledge.
You say that like most people understand how their own government body systems work.
I mean, it's not like they...
This is the Middle Ages. I don't expect even a band of murder hoboing adventurers to know how all the fucking...
But we don't have the
system
internet
works.
to distract us. We can actually learn useful things.
I
Yeah.
don't believe you.
We learn memes by memes back now are actually literal memes.
Either way.
Yeah, so...
We know. But yes, we know it.
Yeah, you may not know all of the various interrelationships, but you know that, all of the high lords of the empire get together and they pick the new emperor.
Fair enough.
That's very simple.
Okay, fair enough. Either way, point is, before we do anything, we need to start gathering information. Otherwise, we're prone to make a mistake that we're all going to regret very soon. Of course, there's always the option of simply walking away. I'm talking out of the assumption that we all wish to be involved in this.
I mean, I don't wish to be involved, but I don't want to leave a fucking empire of empires. It's a terrible idea.
I'm not particularly sure I want to be involved in general, to be honest. Seems like a one-way trip to hell, no matter how you paint. I don't want to be in the Empire anymore. If any of this is true and if any of this actually goes down, I want to be as far away from here as possible.
I mean, we could just go back to border princing like we intended, but...
Not even that.
Seems like a gross
Border
abdication
princess-
of moral responsibility if we are in position to stop something horrible from happening and we do nothing.
Don't you pull this morality shit on me. Shit.
You are a soldier. Don't you feel you have a responsibility to your empire to keep it from falling into the hands of evil?
I mean, I do to a certain extent, but I don't want to be involved in a civil war.
Well,
No matter what side I'm on.
a civil war is inevitable at this point. The best we can do is keep it from being vampires versus everyone else.
Comrade, I say this out of selfish desire to keep you as you have been a valued member to the team. But, if the kingdom is about to fall to an even greater chaos due to the people in charge, do you not think it your civic duty to help? I know that we are stuck in a situation of bad choices, but no choice at all is hardly a choice.
Weird, where have I heard that speech before?
I'm gonna need to think on this.
I do not blame you for needing to do so. But just know that if you run away, all that changes is our chances of success going down, and a worse outcome happening. Sorry to put it so bluntly and pressure you into this, but this might be important.
Can't wait, we open the door next day and he's already fucking left. Throw the bombs at fucking out of the clock.
And what about you, Jolka? What do you think about all this?
Here's the thing. As far as a dwarf is concerned, Galmaraz is the physical embodiment of the alliance between dwarves and the Empire of Man.
Mm-hmm.
If he's a vampire, then that's a moot point. He's undeserving. He is an abomination.
Abomination!
Yes. But if he's just a man, then killing him is, well, let's just say we're going to put on border printing for me to go to Karat Kadrin. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
No matter what
What, to take the Slayer oath?
Yeah, to take the Slayer oath.
Yeah.
Nobody is advocating we kill him if he is still human.
Yes.
We only want to kill him if he's a vampire. And I
If
hope
anything,
he isn't.
If anything, our first priority is to figure out if he is a vampire, and then move from there.
Yes.
So we're not doing committing regicide yet.
I say we stop beating around the bush. I say I attempt to arrange a meeting.
Yes, I agree.
That's
Beating around the bush, you say?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, how many hours of faff do we endure? We're having the one conversation that's actually important to the plot?
Nah, Gunnar is literally just trying to cut through the red tape here and just talk to the fucker.
Great.
I can only see how that can do nothing but succeed.
Perhaps
Oh
Gravine
my
can
God.
help you.
That would put Gunnar in the heirs of sainthood, for bypassing bureaucracy is literally a miracle.
See, that is very unimperial of you. You can't just waltz in there and have a chat with a big man. No.
I mean,
Not normal where anyone can just speak to your king.
okay,
You
a
can't even
small
speak to
kingdom?
his secretary with a fucking...
That seems stupid. My father could talk to Queen a few days after he arrived in country. As a nobody.
Your father was also rich.
He was a fucking noble, by
No,
the
he
sounds of
wasn't.
things.
He wasn't even from that country. He was merchant.
He was rich. He
Merchants
had.
have
Well,
money.
Didn't they meet the queen because she wanted to have sex with his wife?
What?
That's also true.
What?
Jolka was there. Yes. I hit on a
Anyway.
man with beautiful beard.
We have shitloads of money. Maybe we can bribe somebody.
That money's the same as miracles, yes. It'd be better even.
I believe in miracles.
I mean, and Vaska will literally just like turn out her pockets. I have like almost 300 crowns.
Oh, well. I think I just
How
did
much
one.
land do you own by any chance?
Okay.
I am heiress to tiny estate in the capital of Kislev.
Place to start.
You know, you talk about this. I'm gonna go speak with Gravine.
Well, that was my idea. Wait, Gunnar. Vaska's gonna follow.
I have another idea that guarantees a kill, a vampire kill. What if we just start with a right chancellor and we see what he has to. Pretty sure that they would all have to be in league at this point. So if we just start with the right chancellor and work our way back from there. He's bound to have some paperwork or the phylactery or something we could go on. And we know he's a vampire.
I feel like we need to get someone more qualified for this line of work. It sounds like it's something that would require an awful lot of sneaking and talking. I'm only good at shooting and making things shoot.
Oh,
Shrug.
I hit things with hammers.
Oh God.
See, that's why I just wanted to straight up kill someone.
Please don't
Makes sense.
don't put it like that. Don't be quite so blunt about when to murder. Very rarely ends well for anyone.
I
I'm
mean,
literally advertising to kill the one vampire we know of.
Yes, but people could listen to you and get the wrong idea.
I mean, I've only said the Reichsmarschall's a vampire since I walked into the city. Just gonna stretch down a little bit.
Let's see what the fucking Gravine thinks about this whole situation.
big shrug.
I kind of feel like Gravine's opposition and the vampires, they might be in league. But the way I see things, remember all the reinforcements from Nil and how well organized they were, how quickly they arrived to aid the capital, while everyone else was just sniffing their butts.
Yes.
Oh, fuck it, if you didn't know of the vampires, he at least knew of the rat attack beforehand. And there's something going on here. There's something very big going on here.
I suppose.
And the vampires might just be a very small part of the big shit pile that we're about to delve into. What are the chances the rats and the vampires working together? Pretty low, huh?
I don't know.
Oh, God. Unless the rats are completely random, of course, and they have absolutely nothing to do with a vampire. The only thing we're missing right now is another chaos invasion from the north. That's exactly what we need. We just need a bunch of Norskins to come crashing down.
Let's not.
I feel like you're
tempt
taking.
fate, should we?
I feel like you're taking this in the worst way possible.
Yes, let's not tempt fate. That could probably happen.
Don't give Merz ideas, god damn it.
There is an orc warband wing. So, yeah, what is it? They're in the south and east, wanting to shuck up from the Badlands.
Like they're always
Yeah.
orcs. That's never changed.
I mean, actually, quite the opposite. They're active in the Empire, and Jolka has been told by Ancestral Vision that they're going to launch a campaign, burning their way across the Empire towards the south and east, towards the Badlands and the Border Princes.
Oh.
It's pretty bad news right there.
I feel like that's something that you should be telling us more often.
Oh, yeah, I guess I should. Consider that's actually my quest, yes. Yes.
I'm sure the orcs will be very polite and wait for you to get ready before they launch their war.
I mean,
They've been polite so far.
that's
Oh,
what...
you know what? This is... Yes, let's get the fucking vampires out of the way. Let's get them out of the way as soon as fucking possible. Fuck!
Yeah, I think we should go with the one that that actively really hurts our chances of surviving a war. Yeah.
So what you're saying is we're fucked from the south and we're fucked from the
So
north.
I'm hearing New World.
Here we are, stuck in the middle.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Ow.
Aw, I love the little woos.
I mean, vampires obviously means that our nation starts putting in, the war attrition for living beings traveling through the land. That's how that go. Vampire attrition's super useful if you're the vampires.
I guess there's also the question of, if we leave this alone, does that mean we have to later fight a vampiric undead army that is hell-bent on conquesting the world?
Like we give a fuck about that.
I mean, we will once we start our nice border prince colony, and then they're just like, knock, knock, motherfucker. Open up the door, it's real.
With a pop-up,
Baron Von X.
Well, we have to deal with Baron Von X jumping through the hallway, not giving a shit about our swords and arrows. Then we're gonna be like, damn, we had the chance to stop this.
You could have prevented this. Oh,
We
wait, I've
could have
seen that meme
prevented
before. Yes,
You
that's an
literally could
X.
have prevented this.
Yes, X. That's exactly right.
So, yeah, we should prevent this so that, you know,
Yeah, that's-
literally everything we do forever isn't just turbo fucked.
Yeah.
Do this in the
Look,
name
you
of
guys, I'm
Merzenhammer
off to
2.
Ulthuan.
Do this so that Merzenhammer 2 isn't just the Vampire SS. Wait, no. Wait,
I
wait,
mean,
no.
that's my fetish, but
Ooh, Vampire SS.
We can have that campaign.
that campaign Adge cockblocked everybody out of last time. Come on, let's do it.
Adge talked sweet Russian
If you-
last time.
I guess if everyone's a vampire, then it's okay to have vampire PCs. It's like everyone being a J.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yay!
So yeah, I mean, I guess if, you know, you fail or abstain from Regicide Quest, Merzenhammer 2 can just be you are the Vampire SS, but there is a civil war happening.
I do
And
have a
that's how
question,
we-
though. An
And
important
that's how
question.
that's how we switched to the World of Darkness system.
An important metagame question. Do vampires need, like, human blood or whatever to survive, or is it like the Dresden Files where it's a delicacy but not necessary?
So I know it's a meta question, but I'm going to have to give you a vaguely in-character answer because, you know, I don't want to reveal facts about vampires for fairly obvious reasons.
Fair enough.
All legends about vampires do include them eating humans or drinking their blood. There has never been an example in the stories of a vampire, you know, going veggie.
Right. Well, I was just thinking that if they do need human blood to survive, then that makes Merzenhammer 2 possible anyway, because we could just be surviving in Vampire Hunter D.
I mean, we're already halfway there.
Exactly. I love it so much.
You should put your like speakers to Tasha and just watch it fucking drive her insane. Hearing puppy noises.
But yeah, fucking. I mean, even if the vampires do need human blood, all that's going to happen is that we just get human farms.
Exactly.
I mean,
That'd be an
that's what,
interesting basis for a campaign.
I mean, then we just get the Promised Neverland.
I mean, what region is it that vampires come from?
Sylvania?
Totally not Transylvania.
Yeah. Sylvania is just basically human form. That's pretty much. Like, there's actual humans.
The Bretonnian peasants. I mean,
That's
like,
true.
the bar is not especially high, but
Yeah. That's the one good point. They
it's
are.
like,
very good.
where are you going to? Sylvania to be a vampire thrall, or would you like to be a Bretonnian peasant? Thrall, throw me up, baby.
They're all. Yeah. Because some of them not. Was it Manfred? Which the second one? The really.
Manfred von Carstein.
Yeah, one of them actually had freaking actual human nobles that he didn't turn.
Yeah, but he's also known as Boring von Carstein because he's the most boring of the von Carsteins.
Yeah,
No
that's-
one likes Manfred von Carfuck.
Admittedly, yeah, he's sort of a failed Bond villain. Sort of pulled that Abaddon the Despoiler one too many times. Oh, they are so excited.
Him betraying Vlad was interesting, but then just went on too long.
I'm back.
Well, welcome back.
Excellent
Okay.
timing. So yeah, Vaska and Gunnar, you are going to see the Gravine.
Irvine, I have a rather direct question for you.
Go ahead. She'll set down her quill and and blow the ink dry in the where she was writing, then close the book before turning to look at you.
How does one arrange a meeting with your emperor?
You would not. It's not something that he would grant you, even if you could get a mention in to one of his seneschals.
Is that so, huh?
You are a foreigner, Gunnar, and not a nobleman.
Does your emperor really refuse to meet people just because they are of low status?
He is exceptionally busy.
I suppose with a city like this.
You do realize he
And-
owns a whole country, right?
Indeed, the rest of the empire is no easier to administrate, even with the elector counts to serve for the provinces.
Then is there anyone I could possibly arrange a meeting with?
You might be able to meet with some functionary in the chancellery, but I doubt it would get very far.
Vaska's just gonna grimace when she says chancellery.
I'm fairly certain the Chancellor wants nothing to do with me.
Yes, he's busy being a vampire.
Yes, exactly. We're trying to figure out what to do with that.
However, you do happen to have the advantage of being a personal friend of mine, and while you may not be able to get any audience, I can.
Is that so?
Indeed. I am the niece of one of Karl Franz's former lovers, after all, and an elector countess in her own right.
Excellent. There's... how do I want to say this? There's many things I'm confused about in this city, and how things are run. I have a feeling speaking to the man in charge would be the quickest and most direct way of solving some questions. even if I cannot speak with the man himself. Well, something can be done.
He's not wrong. It would be the easiest and fastest way of resolving this, but also the most impossible one.
Would common knowledge empire be enough to know if Karl Franz has family?
Oh, we know he has
Yes.
2 kids. at
If you
least.
roll it, then sure.
Ah.
Son is not a disgrace.
Yeah, so the Emperor has, 2 kiddos who I'll, drag out onto the, token layer.
I love how quick you did that, like you were waiting for this.
I
mean, I've been preparing this a whole folder of Imperial nobility. Like, down to, like, Kanitza Fykrust, the Elder of the
The Elder of
That
the
was
Moon.
a recent thing, don't lie.
Can it, sir?
Yeah, that was something I did literally last night, but I have been working on this for a while.
I think this was the original plot that we've just now got to.
I like how Oros and Boros are flanking the Emperor.
Yeah,
They
I,
lick
I should give him dogs if you ever meet him. Many dogs.
He seems
But
like a-
yes. The Emperor has a, son, Luitpold von Holschwig-Schließstein, and a daughter, 5 years younger, Victoria von Holschwig-Schließstein.
So she's really hot, and he's a dog fucker apparently. So
And if you take a real close
Oh.
look, he has DSL.
Make them nice and big for you.
And as a sibling, I can tell you just by looking at them, she is no stranger from backhanding him in private.
Oh. The puppers do this little hop.
Aww.
Yeah. It is well supposed that Luitpold is a sodomite and that commits bestiality.
he looks like he does.
Oof.
He has some DSL.
Yeah. Whatever the truth of that, it is actually known as a fact that
For their death, and depending on what their ranking in society was, it could be more, it could be less.
Okay, no. As much intriguing as Northern and Vendettas are, we should. No. This is not the time nor the place to speak about this. Dear God.
And I think I still have some nice clothes from that time I was at the ball in
How
Keystone.
much time do we have
New
before we
ones.
actually have to attend?
Oh, new ones?
yes,
Can I still
You'll
wear my
need-
boots?
probably, but you will need to attend to this season's styles.
Styles.
What about
Changes
what
all the
about
time.
next season's style?
Are my clothes not in season? I don't exactly understand what you mean by clothes in season.
Fashions change. You need to keep up with them, or if you want to be bold, I suppose you can try and set them.
Well, if Gunnar's anything, bold fits the bill.
Yes. My hat is fine, Fizzy. Or is it?
It's not big enough.
See? According to her, it's fine. I just need a bigger feather.
You do need a bigger feather.
Ah.
But not too big, you'll make the other nobles uncomfortable. You need just big enough.
I think I'm kind of used to making people uncomfortable at this point.
Yes, but you have to at least pretend you're trying to not make them feel more inadequate than they already.
Oh, who do we just lose?
Savin.
Oh, we got Savin
And,
back.
and we gained a Freya at some point.
Yeah, she's just listening in, that's fine.
How dare her.
Okay. Hypothetically, Merzendi, how much would these clothes cost?
Let's have a look-see.
Would they have to be closed? This sounds dumb. Would they have to be closed?
Yes, as much as I'm fairly certain I would make a lot of men angry and quite a few noble women flustered and desirable, I'm pretty sure strutting around bare-ass naked would not be appropriate.
The Emperor's garb.
No, I'm talking about armor, my friend. Armor.
I can see the dwarf and the Ulrican pass by with just very, very high quality armor, but the rest of us will have to just pick up some fancy clothes.
You can work armor into your outfit. Fine breastplate, perhaps, over your doublet. But you... normal armor, the sort you wear every day, that would be looked down upon.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about the normal stuff. I'm talking about the ones that have, like, cat faces and dog helms and friggin'
Well,
bat wings inlays and stuff like that.
How about that chain armor that I can wear underneath my clothing?
No.
Mercy?
No. Will not do.
I have fairly concealable chainmail. Would it be unreasonable to bring in underneath my good clothes?
so long as it's not visible, I suppose you can get away with it.
Is my armor right now visible? Actually wearing chainmail underneath all of it. I got this nice set of armor of the latest assassination attempt on Bruce. It's rather nice, actually.
I see, yes.
And I'm certainly gonna pick up some better clothing, though. Saved up quite a bit of money. What about the rest of you?
I'll probably still keep wearing the same armor I've always had. Full plate is usually a sign of status in and of itself, so not much of one.
We're just gonna give it a bit of a touch up, polish it a bit, make sure there's no more blood on it. Yeah, it should be fine.
Don't we have another suit of that concealable chain?
I don't know if you lot do.
Oh yeah, actually there are still 2 suits left of that. They might need patching up a bit, but yeah, they have not been sold or distributed yet.
So wait, if I'm working on my magical hammer, I can't work on anything else, can I?
You have to spend at least 6 hours a day working on that hammer.
For it to count as progress, you can, take a brief break, so long as you get back to it within a month.
Yeah. Hmm.
I suppose Gunnar can use that concealable chain, get it patched up, and if Merzendi gives me a number, I can get some fancy clothes.
You're looking at Noble's garb. You can spend between 50 and 500 crowns.
Good God.
Good fucking stuff. I want to get my hands on some noble garbs.
If you want to try to meet the Emperor or the heirs to the Reichland, yeah, you're gonna have to pay.
I see.
So, yeah, that should be fairly within most of your means. You, after all, are relatively
Affluent.
successful adventurers.
Adventurers makes it sound so much worse than we actually are.
You said between 50 and 500, right?
Yep. 50 is the cost for basic, in fashion noble's garb. 500 will get you best quality noble garb, and that you can actually have a shot at, setting the winter trends.
Merzendi assumes I am made of money. While I can be miserly, I assure you, I am not. Oh, there it is. Jewelry and accessories.
You're looking in Old World Armory, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Am I not supposed to be looking in Old World Armor?
No, it's just I was in the Corba.
Oh, they actually have numbers for Noble's Garb and Colt and Corp.
Yeah, table 5-7 clothing. It's, the simple stuff. It doesn't go into detail about, like, various bits of jewellery or so on, but, it's there. And yes, Savin, if you want to, be presented as a travelling ice witch, it would be entirely appropriate to just wear a nice set of wizard robes.
if I want to spend, say, 100, would that just get me slightly better, or just not worth it?
It would be slightly
Haggle.
better. You
Don't
would have
forget
to.
you can haggle.
You would, in order to get actually good quality, you need to hop up all the way to 150.
You know, I could help you if you wanna raise a better price. Just never take something from a merchant without haggling.
Oh, I'm fully aware. Okay. Let's just say I want to go for the good quality. And let's say I want to try to bring that number down. What would you like me to roll, Merzen?
I'm
Assist?
fairly certain there's just a skill for that. And yes, you can assist and give him a +10.
Fucking assisting you.
Haggle, right?
Yeah.
Then I haggle for my own clothing, so I don't think you can afford it without the haggling.
Alright then, that is 5 degrees. Yeah, you'll be able to knock off the max, which is 25%, so yeah, you can get your own outfit for 112 crowns and 10 shillings.
Hmm.
And then I'm gonna try to get something from. Oh fuck!
Very well.
Oh, well, you look at that.
Sure.
Were you adding my assistance for you?
I'll need the assistance, mate. Well, with his assistance, it's a bit.
For this, yeah, you'll get 15% off, which is
That's good enough.
on 127 crowns and 10 shillings.
I might need to borrow a bit of money. Just a bit.
How much is a bit?
I have 115 crowns at the moment.
You're paying me back.
Of course I'm gonna pay you back. Unless, you wanna have a friendly game of cards.
You said he had how much?
115.
So you need what, 12?
I need 12 crowns.
Yeah, I can loan you that.
Boom. Now I have no more crowns. No one can rob me. This is great.
Alright, you two can get measured up, pick out some fabrics and styles, and that will all be ready on Valenttag. So you've got a couple of days to wait until you can pick it up.
In the meantime, I can give you a couple of pointers when it comes to etiquette.
Yeah,
I still don't understand why you keep saying little signs.
So,
Manners were noble.
What was that,
So,
Merzendi?
other people, Fisi, Avenclad, Jolka, what assuming you want to, be able to attend the gala and not leave Gunnar and Konrad and Vaska out on their own in the middle of a pit of vampires.
I hate the fact that you put it like that because I knew you were.
Yeah.
I've been keeping silent about this, but I don't want to go for the simple fact that if Plan Assassinate the Emperor has to go in effect, I want the fact that I am not become a known quantity to be that one thing I have in my pocket. It seems like I'm not going to have that option. I don't know.
And of course you have the option. I mean, if there is anyone you can leave alone in the pit of vampires, it's Gunnar and Vaska. Like,
It really
sure,
is.
all
though,
of
but
the
at same
surrounding
time-
civilians will die in an ice storm. But, they'll be alive.
Fuck
Ah,
those
man.
guys, though.
Fuck me, am I right?
You'll be fine. You've survived one mishap already, or like
Two.
threatened.
2 mishaps.
I mean, right now, I think I would be the weakest link in that case.
I don't know what to do here.
I mean, I want to go to kill vampires.
I also want to go to kill vampires because I know something's going to go wrong, and then
But this is
I'm
a
gonna
lot
miss
of
out.
money.
yeah, but this is a lot of money, and then if nothing goes wrong, I'm just up in my ass.
Wait,
Spent the money, lost my tactical advantage, and didn't get to hunt vampires, and that's the worst case scenario.
I have an idea. Merzendi, what do you say Avenclad is roughly my size?
No, Avenclad is
No,
actually. I'm pretty
not,
sure
not
Avenclad is
at all.
actually taller.
Oh? Bigger or smaller?
Pretty sure. Why did all my stuff? I wrote that down.
The reason why I ask,
Well, my character sheet wiped itself, but being an elf and rolling pretty high for height, if I remember correctly, Avenclad is in fact taller than you. And even if he wasn't taller than you, he's not as beefy as you.
because
Right.
Gunnar has that really nice suit, that really nice outfit that I used at the Kislevite gala that you could wear. It would just need quite a lot of stitching and hemming.
Oh my god, I just wrote what Fisi's gonna go. Ugh.
Let's see
Well-
if the copy of this game I made has Avenclad's character sheet in it.
Let's hope. Fucking apparently the character sheets just wiped everything.
No, this was, God, I made this copy, before anyone got art, okay. Yeah, no, Avenclad, I'm sorry. I guess you're gonna have to refill that.
Shrug.
It's 150 crowns for good clothing.
Hello,
Yep.
I'm back.
Good Noble's Guard.
Oh, welcome back, Sam. We've been fapping as hard as possible.
I heard. Ripstrino.
I
Holy shit.
picked it up after a couple of minutes.
Oh,
Oh, so the stream's been hearing all my awkward facts.
Yes.
excellent.
Yeah.
I'll just leave that in your capable hands then.
Wait, let me see. I do have plate mail.
I'm pretty sure that's formal enough. Plate always counts as formal attire.
Wait, I thought I got. Wait, didn't I get plate mail, or did I not get plate?
You have plate.
You are our wonderful little angry tin can.
Okay, and for some odd reason, there's nothing actually in the boxes on my character sheet. But it's marked as heavy, and there's something there. Interesting.
Which, since there's really only one actual kind of heavy armor in this game, that pretty much assumes you have plate.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember you buying plate.
Yeah, it's a thing that happened. I guess the character sheets have just been self-cannibalizing.
Yeah, I have the leather skull cap, male coif, heavy armor blank, and it goes down like that. So maybe I just forgot to. I don't think I forgot to add it in.
So maybe it's just my obsessive watching of my character sheet that's been keeping it relatively intact.
Anyway,
Hey, anyway, I have plate mail, but I don't know if I could do anything more with that though.
Dude, your
See,
parents could give you a little bit of a touch.
Oh, I'm pretty sure her parents would love her going to a ball.
A noble ball, nonetheless.
Yes, I'm pretty sure they would. They really want kids. So.
Are we talking about my parents or no?
Yes. Jolka's parents want to adopt you.
Oh god, I mean my parents are basically dwarves already. That's fine.
Your IRL parents are already dwarves.
Oh, I thought we were talking in-game. Well, they're not fully dwarves. I'm pretty sure dwarves are much less Jewy and much less pushy for children.
No.
Ironically, dwarves are actually legit based off Orthodox
Yeah.
views.
They are actually based on Jewish stereotypes in a lot of settings.
Does that mean that dwarves will eventually invent Krav Maga?
Probably. Like, I bet that's a legit thing in Shadowrun.
Please, it's called Karak Maga.
Oh god.
Yes. Oh my yes.
The art of fighting goblins in tight spaces when disarmed.
That is 1000% a dwarf thing. Yes.
Yeah.
so, yeah, have you made up your mind any about clothes or, you fancifying your armor, Jolka?
I look fancy as fuck, and I can have chainmail underneath.
The question is, I don't know how. Not without buying an entirely new set of armor.
Yeah, I don't think I can fancy up my dark leathers is all. I think I look like a.
DCL. I'm going to loan you the outfit that I wore at the Kislevite ball.
We just went over that.
Well,
That's not going to fit.
After a good tailor,
No.
there's only so much a tailor can do.
Yeah.
There's only so much to do.
You have entirely different, like, body shapes and vastly different sizes. It would basically be the tailor takes that, keeps it, and then just makes him a new outfit that looks roughly the same. That is the sort of adjusting that would happen with a Gunnar suit being retailer to Raven.
Oh, and I'm gonna want to keep my armor on.
What's the price multiplier on superior quality? Is it like,
Good or best?
I guess best. It says ice witches are supposed to have superior winter clothing, but
I mean, that could be either just better than poor, better than common. Good is 3 times, best is 10 times.
I guess I'm gonna wait. Is even Fizzy going?
She's going there to drink and make people feel inferior, apparently.
That's if she has to go. She actually couldn't care much otherwise. It sounds a lot like it's not quite her scene.
She's not
It
really
really
able to-
isn't.
Not really
Like,
able to-
like, she doesn't mind being around humans, even rich, noble humans. But if there is the case that it tends to be like small groups and like a conversation is preferable, as opposed to like crowds of fucking people doing the ballroom walk around and all that kind of horse shit. God no, awful time, makes her ears itch. But if she has to go, she'll turn up in her silken Khainite vestments because they're sexy. Because of course they are.
Yes, because nipple clamps are always in season.
it's true.
Please, I'm only going in the silken vestments, not the studded vestments. It's all that, like the classic, the hanging veil that starts with the golden neck ring in the center at the collarbone, and then the veil just goes out across the chest before hooking at the hips with the same kinds of rings. Like, it's that whole ordeal, so lots of flesh, lots of floaty silk.
Yeah. Attendance is optional. The Gravine is not going to bully you. At least, as far as I'm concerned, it's optional. I mean, but your party might bully you. That's on them, though.
Well, I'll make sure that they're aware then later on. If they want me to go, then I'm going dressed full Khainite.
And also, there is the thing that if you do split the party, you're splitting the party, and that can only go well.
It has been going excellent this whole time.
It has
Okay.
mostly worked, honestly. Other than that one time Wolf was shot and almost thrown in the river.
I do want to say I do want to go. I just have no idea what to do with my armor, other than wear it.
You can ask your
Do I
parents
have
to
Do
buff it.
some... Yeah, get it buffed and polished, and maybe, do some gold scroll working on it.
Ooh, that might be nice. Yeah. What the third? Man, my money. What would that be? Another 30 crowns, maybe? 50?
Are you going to be taking time off of runesmithing cutting into your other free time in order to do the work yourself?
Jolka sweats profusely. No, I'm gonna have to have someone else do it. I can't take time off.
Sure. What quality is your armor now? It's common plate, right?
I suppose, yes. If common plate is such a thing. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, okay, it says common. Yeah.
It's common 4 plate, or common quality 4 plate,
Yeah.
rather than good or best plate. Yeah, getting that all fixed up, beatified, and so on. That'll run you 35 crowns, shall we say, before any haggling.
Okay.
Would you like to haggle over it?
I don't actually have the haggle skill.
Would you like to deploy one of your humans to haggle over it?
Yes, I would.
Not gonna help with that.
I'll do it.
Be like, I'll help Gunnar. Actually, no, I got this. Don't worry, I got it. Boom, dude, just
Sure.
look at the roll. Mom,
Okay.
Shit about this.
I
I got your back. Boom.
Oh my god.
Well, I know just the guy for you, Jolka.
Oh,
Alright, so that'll be 20% off. A total of 28 crowns, Jolka.
oh, nice.
So yeah, you guys, what are your thoughts for Vaska? She did ask you something.
I wasn't around. What's the question?
Should she go as just a regular girl, or should she go as a nice?
Seems like a bad idea to hide shit. If I have to go and I end up going in the Khaine vestments, you should absolutely go up in full Ice Witch faz.
Yeah, I
I
agree with that statement.
I
too.
mean,
with that.
remember that I am the Antichrist here.
This is true, but that's only a problem if people start trying to look for your tackle.
I
They
mean,
will
no,
absolutely-
remember, they know who I am, and
Oh.
the information might have gotten here.
Yeah,
If
probably
he hasn't
not.
gotten here, we could encounter Kislevites.
That's also
There
true.
is
Who knows,
almost
man?
certainly an actual ambassador from Kislev.
Yes,
So,
no. We're
what I'm
keeping-
getting So what I'm getting from this is that everybody, even Fizzy, is going.
No, Fizzy
Only if
is
I'm-
maybe
I have
going.
to actually. I have to actually be persuaded by the party too, otherwise she's certainly not. Not on her own initiative.
I
And she'll
almost
make
want
it clear that if she does, it will certainly be a kerfuffle for everyone involved.
I almost want to hang out with the elf gang again.
Elf gang it is then.
Yeah, do it. I mean, go ahead.
If I didn't have the etiquette knowledge, I will also be hanging out with the elf gang. And
Oh yeah,
continuing
shit, that's
to work
also
my-
a thing. Etiquette would be a skill to actually come. Wait, that's not a skill in this game.
No,
It's a talent.
I have the talent.
It's
But
a
Oh.
talent. Wait, you actually have etiquette? Like properly?
Yeah, you bet your ass have etiquette. I'm a cadet.
Nice.
Well, I mean, fucking. I don't see how the elves could do anything but blunder this if they're involved. So
I mean, I'd say that about the Norscan, but, you know, he's fundamental to this whole thing.
The only one that has etiquette here is me. Oh, shit.
Then you have to go.
I have to. It's my civil duty to come by your fancy ball and just have a fucking party. I will make this gracious sacrifice for the good of the group.
Do you need someone to pay for it? Because I can.
Oh, don't worry, I've already paid for it. And every single penny was worth it. Look at this, it's pure silk. My god.
I didn't know
This is-
Konrad was a poofter.
Look at
Fucking
look
savage.
at you fucking hat. Look at the size of this plume.
To be fair, I do. To be fair, I did get a bigger feather.
No, not my feather, it's definitely bigger. I just don't have it sitting up right.
Gunnar has
Of course, you need plume starcher.
Oh, you
Gunnar has a
measure up
fucking-
blue?
Gunnar has a fucking like peacock or an ostrich feather at this point.
Oh,
This
fucking-
hat's so fucking wide, I could hide a family of a dozen from a fucking thunderstorm.
This hat's so wide I can hide from the vengeful eyes of a god.
Was it how? But only one feather or two?
Well, a singular feather, of course. Two would make you look like a bit of a douche, really.
Oh yeah, but maybe it's like one right beside the other, and they both
Oh no,
Great.
the bunny
Somehow
is
over the
something out
brim,
of
and then
Style.
scrape the ground
for you.
behind it.
No. The bunny style ear feathers has been out of style for eons now.
all the fashionistas getting excited about their feathers.
I'll fucking stab you, motherfucker.
Come on.
Is it weird that Gunnar actually doesn't like silks? He prefers nice linens.
You're welcome to be wrong.
Yeah,
Where's
dude. The finest silks are the kind that if you throw them at a rough surface, they don't hang off of them.
They float gently onto the ground.
It must look like a carpet of midnight, a waterfall rolling off one's body.
That's a nice sentiment.
Oh. Oh,
Sounds expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I own like one silk thing in my life, and I need to get rid of it just because it's fucking old.
Oh, don't get rid of it. I'll buy it off you.
With what?
I'll find something and then I'll resell it.
I'm
for
sorry, I'm
$10.
pretty sure your liver's not worth much.
Hey, you don't know that. You're not a doctor.
Alright. So,
No.
Vaska, have you made a decision?
Yes, after much hemming and hawing, Vaska will get noble's garb, I suppose, and go as, the upper middle class merchant spawn that she is.
Sure.
You could always just get
Are you and Gunnar going to match? Is the question.
Yes.
I like the idea.
Which is to say, Gunnar has no idea what the concept of matching is, but Vaska will make it happen.
Alright, since we're bringing this guy so much business, is he willing to do an even bigger discount for us?
Oh yeah, could I get a haggle up in here?
Oh.
Since we're bringing him so much fucking business, I expect him to be a little bit...
No, he's very busy. You should be...
I
you
will
should be
use a fade.
Okay?
Are you kidding me? That big one is worth at least 2 people's clothing. Are you shitting me right now?
Well, we can always go and have our clothing done elsewhere.
He's the best in the city, that's why he's so busy, of course. All of the right and proper nobles are coming to him. But...
Oh, really? Are you sure it's not place across the street? I hear that they're rather fantastic. Their work is trash!
But since you're here, and you are clearly good for it, he will, take you on, However, that's going to be all of a 10% off for Vaska. It's still going to run, if she wants good quality, 135 crowns.
Do I have to have good quality?
I mean, Gunnar is getting good quality, so you don't have to, but...
You can be slightly downgraded.
I mean, look, part of being a merchant is being really cheap.
Demonstrate.
Okay, fine. God damn. Fucking.
I like how insulted you are about that small joke.
Yeah, I love that, the way this is set up. I just occasionally get an excuse to, take unreasonable amounts of money from you guys.
Fucking DM shakedown here.
You act like you don't do the same.
I mean,
once I start making my repeating crossbows, we're gonna be swimming in money. I'll sell them all to the vampire, and they'll come to bite us in the ass.
I mean, when you get them made and finished, having a factory set up for them, that's, epilogue stuff to retire on.
I'm not gonna leave that long, Merz. We both know that.
I don't know, you might, do really well at the gala and get a, role-playing effect.
Merzendi might fail all of the dice again.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is the only way I could survive this kerfuffle. The Emperor just has a fucking explosive diarrhea, and he dies.
Oh, not again.
Safe face roll. Safe face roll.
There is no way to look good while you're having a massive shits attack.
tell that to Merzendi.
Is this a story I should know about?
So hobgoblins in D&D have an ability called Saving Face, where the more people who are looking at them, the more that they can just grin and bear basically anything and get a retroactive bonus on an attack or a check or a saving throw. And so Merz's character in my game got dysentery while traveling and turned that into a failed roll to a successful save against dysentery by saving face, which meant that her character was just grinning and bearing it and just having the worst shits on like a 4-day march.
That's so fucking fun.
It's how the Imperial Army was so successful. They didn't really have to care about actually having good food available, because all of the soldiers, if it was bad and they started to get sick, they wouldn't act act sick because we would just save face.
Literally too proud to die of dysentery. I'm sorry, but no real orcish man dies pooping. Sorry, I got all the brown trail. It's just called the trail of anal tears.
Oh my god.
And then people read it and they go, is that tears or tears? And why is it spelt the same? And you answer yes.
Any road the Hobgoblin army marched on is just this horrible.
Oh,
They
God.
say that these streets were paved in the bones of slaves, but this was not paved that way.
Anyway, so we've got the 4 people who intend to attend the gala have all gotten nice new clothes. They'll be available in a couple of days. There's enough warning that you don't have to pay extra for expedited service.
Could I get that suit of, like, I know we had an extra suit of that chainmail that you could wear, like, under clothing. I knew we had that. I knew we had another suit of that laying around. Could I just get that patch?
And it's on the party loot. You can help yourself as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I doubt I'm going to be needing that anytime soon. As I try and figure out how to walk around in full plate mail.
Clankety, 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 clankety.
At all times, yeah. Yeah, I eventually learned my lesson not to leave the weapons and armor in a truck. A city block down the street from where the combat's actually happening. It took 2 games. Two campaigns, but I figured
Yeah,
it
you
out.
got there in the end. Oh, I shouldn't have left behind all the things I need if a fight happens.
Don't worry. I'm sure no one is going to just try to walk into the Emperor's face and then pull a pistol when he snarks at them. I'm sure that this party is more sensible than Winter.
You know?
Oh, you're talking about Winter's character. I don't even remember.
Emperor, you've heard of Count Once Upon a Time. Now let me introduce to you to Count Glockula.
Jolka wouldn't be. But Konrad is.
So, yes, I have that nice subtle chain. We have some nice clothing. Gunnar is actually rocking a cape. He'd never pictured himself for a cape guy.
Yeah, so those are the outfits you're going to be getting in a couple of days. So it's currently the 28th, getting into the afternoon. What is your guys' plans for the next few days? We're not going to go into them now, we will be stopping. I just want to know what you're going to be doing until the gala, so I know what to prepare.
Crossbow making and men drilling.
Writing a bit more of my book, and as much as I would love to go out in the town and try to learn a few more things, I don't feel like being hunted down like a dog by the Gestapo.
So, what, would you guys just like to take it as some downtime?
Sure.
I wouldn't mind, honestly.
Yeah, taking some downtime makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've worked on my book. Which I'm actually sitting at 9 degrees of success on, which I'm assuming is actually really good.
Sure. Then in that case, yeah. So just before we close out today, we're going to boop ahead until you have the evening meal at the Gravine's place, and you're getting ready to settle and go to sleep. And Gunnar and Vaska.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Make a check
wait.
for the crossbow.
We'll get... Not right now, Snippy, that's,
Okay.
So, Gunnar, you promised me a sausage and a bun. Vaska snickered.
Wow, that is the least amazing pickup I've ever heard. That is less attractive than "Are you down for some fuck?"
You're very welcome.
Vaska's just gonna
So,
start
Gunnar, I
laughing.
bought you some blue.
I'm sorry, the halflings in this town. You're so adorable, yet so horribly insulting.
You see that vein in his forehead start forming again? Fine. You know what? It's happening.
I mean, if you don't actually
It's
want to...
happening now.
Gunnar, you're scaring me.
Oh, I'm sorry. My rage towards those tiny creatures. It's up there.
Did halflings do something to you?
No, it's just they all just keep battering and punching and insulting my manhood. I'm at this point half ready to just whip it out in public and show everyone, no, it works perfectly fine.
They're just jealous because theirs are tiny little pinkies, while yours is big, mighty Norskan sausage. I mean, look at them. How big can a little halfling's penis be?
You've no idea.
She said penis.
So yes, unless Merzendi wants to summon yet another cockblockula, I think tonight it's happening.
Just be gentle. This is my first time.
Oof.
So, yeah, the Cockblock police are unfortunately occupied tonight, separating Prince Lutepold from Deathclaw. The Griffin can't consent, Lutepold. Stop it.
However, as it turns out, the Cockblock orcs are in town.
God damn!
Immediately, Goblin shoots through window.
Yeah, just as soon as like Gunnar is pushing Vaska through a door into the bedroom, just whoa!
There's just
No, at that point, Gunnar's just walking out with a raging stiffy with an axe in hand. It's like, who wants some?
It's fucking Deathclaw. Fucking
Alright.
loot ball buggering the Royal Griffin.
No, it's not that way around, and you know it.
I know he's the one being bugged, but it's too much. It's too much.
Alright, so... Gunnar, you get Vaska in bed. So, you already know she doesn't have a cunt. She has a penis.
It is not viewed as dishonorable if you're the one pitching and not catching. You are the woman if you are catching.
Alright.
It's true. That's how the Norskins do.
No, it's actually in the Norskan section.
Yeah,
That's
I
how-
know. I just, wanted to make sure if that was going to be a problem. And, now is your last chance for it to be a problem.
It would be a problem.
Sure. But hey, at least she can't get pregnant. You can never have sons, Gunnar Redmayne.
Yet.
I mean,
Let's just ask Slanesh to give me a little.
Yeah, how many times you got to roll the
Yes.
dice on Chaos Mutations for extra vagina?
Please do.
Dear
I think
Slanesh,
that is a thing on there.
Alright,
Yes,
so
I-
It
I'm gonna
is,
take
yeah.
some warpstone and just rub it on my dick until it changes.
Of course, you get your
I-
your warpstone piercing goes from Jacob's ladder to hood.
If
Things I
only it
didn't-
was that simple.
Things I didn't need to hear for 500, Bob Barker.
So yeah, are you gentle?
Yes.
Roll me a willpower to prove it.
Define gentle.
Oh God!
Uh,
Vaska's
reroll.
butt!
Would you like? Okay.
Don't you dare!
I like that the willpower roll is a 69 in this situation. It's really fitting.
Really fitting.
Alright, that's good, Vaska. You don't have any negative modifiers on your toughness test.
Toughness test.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
anal sex is the gift that keeps on giving until it stops giving. Then it breaks.
Ow!
Because I'm pretty sure Gunnar's gonna be leaving fucking dents in the wooden floor by the end of the.
Alright, well, it's a good thing Vaska, despite being skinny, is made of iron.
You are so fucking fine, it is immeasurable. You're fairly certain when someone tears your hymen, it's meant to hurt. But no, it doesn't.
Typical Savin character.
Yep.
Fucking god.
So what? Does everyone else in the building just feel vibrations and like everyone's like, fucking finally?
Literal explosion.
The halflings
Gonna-
across the city look up
Man.
at the Gravine's estate and cheer. Good on you, Governor! About time!
Oh my god.
Pressed up against the window, which Gunnar then opens and it pushes him off the ladder that he's on.
The ladder that is just made of other halflings.
There's a just a chorus of like an echo collapsing.
What? Is there just a fucking open window that I can just throw something randomly at?
The sausage has been delivered, boys. The end times have come. All rejoice.
He's filling the bun with mayo. What happened?
Looks like this bun came extra fucking spicy.
Alright, and it is on the sound of Vaska screaming Gunnar's name that we will fade out and call this session to a close. I hope you guys all had
Bitch
fun.
about broken. The Graffine's not gonna bitch about broken plaster, is she?
She's the heiress to none. She's, like, so used to this. So, as I have been teasing about for a while, Gunnar and Vaska, now your relationship is properly underway. You will each get a role-playing fate point.
Yes. I have 5 fucking fate, motherfuckers.
So do I.
And, well, do experience points. Did you explore a new and interesting location?
Yes, Vaska's colon.
That doesn't count.
I mean,
Bullshit.
only if we all get to experience.
I mean, if you ask Gunnar nicely. There was the noble tavern with the elf girl.
Right. Just a random set.
It had a unique feature that Fizzy will probably come back to.
You know what, yeah. Yeah, I'll let you score that in for new and interesting location. Doesn't mean you'll have to do something else for interesting fact about world or NPC though. But did you learn an interesting truth about another player character?
Let's see.
I told the tale of the Cauldron of Death.
Yeah. We heard about Konrad's raids into the Beastmen village.
Sure.
And the fact that the Imperial fucking cavalry regiments have incendiary devices.
And shitty guns.
Yeah, that works. Did you learn an interesting fact about world or NPC?
Let's see. Well, we learned about the relationship between Imperial firearms and Dwarven firearms.
I would love to go into detail about rifling, but I'm not sure if I have the knowledge.
Let's see, we learned about this gala that we're all going to, apparently.
Sure.
I learned that the Emperor has a daughter.
I mean, you already actually officially knew that, you just,
Common knowledge!
Yeah. But yeah,
So when are you gonna bang her?
I am at least somewhat opposed to this just, turning into a fucking harem anime.
I mean, look, sometimes the DM's wishes have to take a back seat.
True. But yeah,
Absolutely harem.
Absolutely harem.
Hey, there's no... Hey, it's perfectly okay to have a wife and a consort.
And another one.
If every imperial throughout history has done it, it's perfectly acceptable. And I'm not talking game imperials. I'm talking European nobility.
But anyway, yeah. So I'll let you get that in. Did you make progress on a quest?
Oh,
Yes.
we did.
Filling the hole in Vaska's heart quest, the fucking Altdorf quest, and fucking sating the rage that is Gunnar's pride quest.
Yes, you've finally proven to at least Vaska that you can, in fact, maintain an erection.
Oh, but
It's a fine erection.
I mean, is it though?
the halflings will be making fun of it regardless because they know. They know Gunnar.
It's true. All halflings throughout the city now
You
know.
may have sausage, Governor, but we got Frankfurter.
At this point, Gunnar would actually consider just throwing a gold piece at a group of halflings and say, "Fight for it."
Fight to the death. Yeah, and then all of them look up at you. Of course, Governor, we've not had a good sword fight in years.
Fight for my
Zip.
Alright, so...
Thank Gunnar would invent the sport of halfling punting.
Halfling meat
What do you mean
hunting.
invent? That's a thing!
That's
actually a
That's
thing.
a sport. There's a rule book for it.
It's called Blood Bowl. Wait.
Yeah, they actually do just shove a halfling inside the bowl sometimes.
Sometimes.
So,
Okay, they can't be more.
Actually a thing.
anyway, let's move on. Did you overcome a dangerous challenge?
Yes, Gunnar's blood vessel exploding.
Nah.
Vaska's internal walls ripping on a giant Norscan dick? No.
I have
want to
already
mention that I've been-
rewarded you for losing your virginity. You don't...
I want to mention that I've been sitting here for a while listening to this all, and I've never been so amused while eating dinner.
Oh, good.
Hey, dinner theater is always nice.
And what did you get for your grabs?
Say what?
What did you get for food? Good
Ah,
to know
more
that you've
Alfredo.
got.
I had some
It's
leftover
not. It's
Alfredo.
not sausage. Oh, that's no good then.
Nah, no sausage. No sausage.
I'm really tempted to go get one for breakfast.
Did... I mean, if you want to live up to your character, then you really need to. Yeah. Did you defeat a threat to the local peace? I don't think you did. If anything, you may have disrupted the local peace by keeping everyone in a 5-block area awake all night.
Oh yes,
Good
because
job.
the open window.
Good job, everyone.
And even the halflings by a certain point like, good God, Gov, how long are you gonna go?
Oh no, they fucking no. When you live in a perpetual orgy,
What, do they just have fucking timed candles or are taking bets?
yes.
So, that's a total of 100 experience points, you guys.
Well,
How much, sorry?
Yay, Borg.
100.
Dope.
So, yip, yip, yip.
yip, yip,
Um,
yip, you.
I'm narrowly about to fucking finish my career. Holy shit.
So, yeah, Oh. Well, what the hell are you gonna do after finishing
I have no
Scourge?
fucking idea!
I was explaining the exploits.
Join me in basic careers again.
I was explaining the exploits of Gunnar and Fisi to my roommate. Well, how much EXP did we get?
100.
Oh, another 100.
So, thank you guys all for playing today. I hope you enjoy it.